In the last class, we have learned about the formulas for measures to determine the best split, right? Gini index and then entropy, and then we have discussed misclassification error, right? Today we'll discuss the same thing with an example. And in the last class, we have discussed about the binary attribute split also, right? That is splitting the binary attribute we have seen. Today we'll see the nominal attribute and then continuous attribute and ordinal attribute. So consider this example, the same example which we are discussing from the previous two classes. So here we have customer ID, gender, car type, shirt size and class. Class is the classification. We have two classification values here, C0 and C1. So 10 examples of type class C0 and 10 examples of type class C1. And this is the Gini index formula. Today, using this, we'll discuss how to split the nominal attribute and then continuous attribute and all. Okay. Gini index is equal to 1 minus summation of I is equal to 0 to C minus 1. Probability of I given T whole square. You know this formula. C is the number of classes and P of, that is probability of I given T is the current node. T is the current node, and here probability of I, this is the fraction of variable, fraction of the attribute which belongs to some class. So splitting of nominal attributes. So nominal attribute can be splitted in two ways, that is using binary split or multi-way split. So binary split, first we'll discuss the binary split. So consider car type attribute. We have, in the car type, we have sports, luxury and family. Right? These three car types we have. So sports and luxury, it is in one group and family is in another group. You can, that is to make the binary split, you can group any two together. Since we have three values here for the car type, you can use any two together and one in a separate group. Okay, sports and luxury is in one group and family is in another group. So the computation of the Gini index for the binary split is similar to that we have discussed for the binary attributes. So what we have to do? First we have to count how many sports and luxury car type belongs to C0. And then how many it belongs to C1. Similarly for family also we have to check how many we have for C0 and how many we have for C1. We have already done that and it is already in the table. So sports and luxury cars which belongs to C0, class C0, we have 9. Okay, 9 cars which is having the car type sports or luxury and it belongs to C0. And 7 it is having for C1, and then for family 1 car type for C0 and 3 cars for C1. I hope you are getting. In sports and luxury cars, 9 cars belongs to C0 and 7 cars belongs to C1. And in family car type, we have 1 car belongs to C0 and 3 cars belongs to C1. Okay. So how to calculate the Gini index for this? First, we have to calculate only for the type which we have taken. So first type which we have taken is sports and luxury, right? Sports, luxury, it is in one group. So Gini index for sports and luxury we have to calculate. So how to do that? Apply the formula. 1 minus 9 out of 16, that is 9 plus 7. C0 and C1 we have 9 and 7. Right, 9 plus 7 which is equal to 16. Total 16 cars we have, car type we have for sports and luxury. So among that 1 minus 9 by 16 whole square minus 7 by 16 whole square. Okay, 1 minus 9 by 16 whole square for C0, 7 by 16 whole square for C1. Okay, which is equal to 0.4922. Similarly, you do the same thing for family also. So Gini index for, sorry, you take it as family. This is for family. Okay, so Gini index for family, it is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by 4 whole square minus 3 divided by 4 whole square. Okay, that is 1 divided 1 is for C0, 3 is for C1. Okay, 1 divided by 4 is 4 whole square is for C0, 3 divided by 4 whole square is for C1. Okay, which is equal to 0.375. So here for the first binary group of the car type attribute, the Gini index of sports and luxury, it is 0.4922, and the Gini index of family it is 0.375. Okay, the weighted average Gini index for the grouping is equal to 16 divided by 20 into 0.4922. You just add these values with the new value, new fraction. That is, what is that? 16 divided by 20. You add all these values, car type, that is 9 plus 7 plus 1 plus 3. So you'll get 20. Okay, among 20, 16 values it is for sports and luxury. So 16 divided by 20, and Gini index which we have got for sports and luxury is 0.4922. Multiply that with 16 divided by 20. So 16 divided by 20 into 0.4922 plus 4 divided by 20 into 0.375, which is equal to 0.468. That is the Gini index for this binary split. Okay. Consider another grouping. Family and luxury, it is in one group, and sports is in another group. This is also binary split. Okay, this is also binary split. So for sports, we have 8 car type, which is of type plus C0, and 0 for C1. And family and luxury, 2 cars are of class C0 and 10 cars are of type class C1. Okay, so here Gini index for sports, and this is family and luxury. Okay, family and luxury, and this is for only sports. So Gini index for family and luxury, which is equal to 1 minus 8 divided by 8 whole square minus 0 divided by 8 whole square, which is equal to 0. 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. So that is the Gini index for family and luxury. Sorry, this is for sports. Okay, sorry, this is for sports. So here, so what happens here, which is equal to 0, that is for sports. You can notice that all the car of type sports belongs to only single class, that is C0. And car type for family and luxury, we have 1 minus 2 divided by 12, that is 10 plus 2, it is 12. Among 12, we have 2 which is of type class 0. So 1 minus 2 divided by 12 whole square minus 10 divided by 12 whole square. This is for C1. 10 divided by 12 whole square is for C1, which is equal to 0.2778. So it is similar to the previous one for the second, this is second binary grouping of sports and family, luxury. The weighted average Gini index for this is 8 divided by 20. This is also total 20. So 8 plus 0 plus 2 plus 10, 20. 8 divided by 20 into 0. Gini index for sports we have got as 0 plus 12 divided by 20 into 0.2778, which is equal to 0.167. Okay, that is the Gini index for the sports. That is for this binary split with family and luxury in one group and sports is in another group. The second grouping has a lower Gini index because its corresponding subsets are much purer. So you can notice here sports, car type sports, it belongs to a single classification, that is C0. So here Gini index is very less value when compared to the previous one. We have got 0.4 something for the another grouping, right? That is for sports and luxury in one group and family in another group. So for that we have got 0.4 something, but for this we are getting 0.167, which is lesser than that. Okay. Next we'll discuss the multi-way split. So for the multi-way split, the Gini index is computed for every attribute value. For each attribute value, we have to compute. That is, first one is for family. Second one is for sports. And third one is for luxury. Okay, so from the multi-way split, the Gini index is computed for each attribute value. So multi-way split. So car type, family, sports, and luxury. So three car types we have: family, sports, and luxury. Then for family, one car belongs to C0 and 3 cars belongs to C1. For sports, all the 8 cars belongs to C0. And for luxury, 1 car belongs to C0 and 7 cars belongs to C1. Okay. Then Gini index for family, it is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by 4. How we got this 4? That is 1 plus 3. Okay, for family we have 1 plus 3, so that is equal to 4. Among that, 1 belongs to C0. So 1 minus 1 divided by 4 whole square minus 3 divided by 4 whole square. For this value is 0.375. Okay, to calculate the same Gini index for sports now. So Gini index for sports, which is equal to 1 minus 8 divided by 8 whole square minus 0 divided by 8 whole square, which is equal to 0. And then Gini index for luxury, it is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by 8 whole square minus 7 divided by 8 whole square, which is equal to 0.219. Okay. So this is the values we have got for, that is Gini index values we have got for family, sports, and luxury car type. The overall Gini index for the multi-way split is equal to, now add all these values, that is in the table, 1 plus 3 plus 8 plus 1 plus 7, so which is equal to 20. Among that, 4 values belongs to family. So 4 divided by 20 into Gini index of family, it is 0.375 plus 8 belongs to sports car. So 8 divided by 20 into 0, 0 is the Gini index of sports, plus again 8, 1 plus 7 for 1 plus 7, which is equal to 8 for luxury car type. 8 divided by 20 into 0.219, which is equal to 0.163. Previously, which we have got 0.167. Again, this is lesser than that. Okay, the multi-way split has a smaller Gini index compared to both two-way split. Two-way split means your binary split. Okay. So this is because the two-way split actually merges some of the outcomes of a multi-way split and thus results in less purer subsets. Okay. So here we have all the pure subsets. So we'll get less Gini index. So when we have got the less Gini index, we have to consider that split. Okay. Next we'll discuss for splitting of continuous attributes. So consider this example. So we have class type no and yes, that is in the first row. Then we have annual income. Okay, annual income is sorted. Sorted values are 60, 70, 75, 85, 90, 95, 100, 120, 125 and 220. Okay, consider this example. Okay, this is the sorted value for annual income. Okay, sorted value for annual income. Okay, before discussing the split positions, we'll discuss what we can do with this. So consider the example shown in this figure, okay, in which the test condition annual income is less than or equal to B is used to split the training records for the loan default classification problem. Okay, I hope you remember default borrower example. Okay, default borrower yes or no, where we had homeowner, marital status, we had income, we had, right, the same example. From that example this is taken. Okay, so here annual income is less than or equal to B is used to split the training records. Okay, one is less than or equal to, then one is greater than symbol. Using this, the training record using annual income is split. Okay, a brute force method. Okay, this is not a brute force method. The one which is in the figure, it is not a brute force method. What we can do with the brute force method, first we'll discuss that, then we'll discuss this example. A brute force method for finding B is to consider every value of the attribute in the n records as a candidate split position. Okay, every value we have to consider. For example, if we have 20 records, for all the 20 records we have to consider the annual income. Okay, then we have to split the position using that. For each candidate B, the data set is scanned once to count the number of records with annual income less than or greater than B. We then compute the Gini index for each candidate and choose the one that gives the lowest value. Okay, I hope you are getting. So here for each candidate, for each value, for each record, we have to count the number of records with annual income less than or greater than the value which we have taken for the B. Okay, then we have to compute the Gini index of each candidate. That is, if we have 20 records, for all the 20 records we have to calculate Gini index. So 20 Gini index will find, and we have to choose the one which gives the lowest value. So what is the problem with that? It is computationally expensive. It requires big O of n number of operations to compute the Gini index. That is for each candidate. For one candidate, we need big O of n operation to compute the Gini index. Okay, big O of n. That is, if we have n record, this is for one record. Okay, this is for one record. If we have n record, this will be n into n. Okay, since there are n candidates, that is n record, the overall complexity of this task will be big O of n square. That is n into n. For one record, we need n operations. Okay, so for n records, it will be n into n operation. That is n square operations we need. Then to reduce the complexity, the training records are sorted based on their annual income. A computation that requires is big O of n log n time. Okay, we know that when the efficiency is logarithmic value of the size of the input, then the algorithm is very fast. We know that. Since here we have n log n, so computation time required for this will be very less when compared to n square. Okay, so for that, what we are doing, we are going to use the split positions, and that are identified by taking the midpoint between two adjacent sorted values. Okay, two adjacent sorted values. For the first one, you consider 50 and 60. Okay, for the first one you consider, that is, here we have sorted values, right? For first one we don't have the previous value, you consider it as 50. Okay, if it is 50 and 60, in between value is 55. That is the split position. Okay, 55 is the split position. When we consider 50 and 60, consider the midpoint. Okay, consider the midpoint. It is 50 and 60. It is 55 is the midpoint, right? Again, here in between 60 and 70. In between 60 and 70, it is 65. Okay, in between 70 and 75, you consider the midpoint. It is 72. 75 and 85, it is 80. 85 and 90, it is 87. Okay, consider the midpoint. Then again 90 and 95, 92. 95 and 100, 97. 100 and 120. So 20 values difference we have here. So which is equal to 120, 110. Then 120, 125. So it is 122. 125, 220. 172. And then consider 220 we have, consider the next value as 240 for example. Okay, then it will be 230. Okay, for the first one and last one you can assume some value and you can take that. Okay, depending on the values which we have in the table. Okay, so depending on that they have considered like this. So here split positions we have got 55, 65, 72, so on up to 230 we have got it, right? Then for the first candidate, B is equal to 55, right? Split positions we have got, that is the value of 55. Okay, split position we have got, that is 55. I hope you are getting, that is 55. And here none of the records has annual income less than 55K. Here we don't have table to check that. Okay, don't have table to check that. If you have textbook or if you have copy of that, you can check it out with the example. So we don't have any of the record. We don't have any of the rows in the table which we have taken. Okay, it is, we don't have any value which belongs to 55K. Okay, we don't have that. So less than or equal to 55K, it is 0. Okay, for yes also it is 0, for no also it is 0. Okay, for yes also it is 0, for no also it is 0. And then for greater than 55K, we have 3 records of type yes and not type, it is classification. Okay, 3 records of classification yes and 7 records of classification no. Okay, for greater than 55K. Okay, for greater than 55K. When you compute the Gini index for this, so until now we have calculated the Gini index, you know how to calculate the Gini index. Okay, calculate the Gini index for this, that is, when we calculate the Gini index for this, value for this it will be 0 for the first one, that is 0 and 0 we have, less than or equal to, for that we have 0, we'll get 0 for that, and 3 and 7 we have. For this usually we'll get, I think, 1 we'll get, I think. Okay, so 3 and 7. So when you apply, when you get the weighted average Gini index for this, then it will be 0.420. Okay, 0.420. So similarly do for the next split, that is for 65. Okay, so here, okay, I have included that. So here overall Gini index is 0 into 0 plus 10 divided by 10. Okay, what is the 10? 10 is 3 and 7. 3 plus 7, it is 10. 10 divided by 10, this is the overall Gini index. That is weighted average of Gini index for less than or equal to and greater than both. Okay, so 0 into 0 plus 10 divided by 10, which is equal to 1. 1 into 0.420, which is equal to 0.420 will get it. Okay. Okay, next we'll do it for 65. For the second candidate, B is equal to 65. We can determine its class distribution by updating the distribution of the previous candidate. For the previous candidate, we had 0 and 0 for yes and no, for less than or equal to. Right? Now for less than or equal to 65K, $65, we have 0 and 1. For yes, it is not updated. It is same, it is 0. For no, it is incremented by 1. That is, previously it was 0. Okay, previous value it was 0. Now it is incremented by 1. It is equal to 1. Okay, the new distribution is obtained by examining the class label of the record with the lowest annual income, that is less than or equal to 65K. Okay, less than or equal to 65K, and we have only one value which belongs to 60K, and classification for this is no. Okay, classification for this is, it is no. Classification for this is no. 65K, only one value we have, so that is updated here. Okay, so since the class label for this record is no, the count for class no is increased from 0 to 1. Previously it was 0, now it is 1. Okay, for the annual income less than $65K. 60K is less than 65K, right? Then, and is decreased from 7 to 6 for annual income greater than 65K. For greater than 55K, we had 7. Okay, for greater than 55K, we had 7. Now, it is decreased to 6 for greater than 65K. Okay, the distribution for class yes remains unchanged. So it is 3 only. Previously it was 3. Okay, now also it is 3. The new weighted average Gini index for this candidate split position is 0.400. Okay, you know how to apply the values. You can apply and check it out. Okay, so Gini index for this new split position, it is 0.400. Okay, then this procedure, what we have done for first and second one, first split and second split position, this will be repeated for each candidate split values. Okay, split position, that is we have done for 55 and 65. For remaining also it will be done, 72, 80, 87 up to 230 we have. For all this it will be done. Okay, and then the best split position will be the one which is having the smallest Gini index. Which is having smallest Gini index here? For the value of B is equal to 97. Okay, for the value of B is equal to 97, we have very small value for Gini index, that is 0.3. This procedure is less expensive because it requires a constant amount of time to update the class distribution at each candidate split position. Instead of calculating for all the candidates, it is better to use the split position. The number of candidate split positions will be reduced. So obviously time will also reduce. So here it can be further optimized by considering only candidate split position located between two adjacent records with different class labels. Okay, with different class labels. For example, you can see here that is for annual income 60, 70 and 75K. Okay, that is here you can notice almost same values we have. For yes we have 03, for yes we have 03, 03, for yes we have 03. You can notice here. Okay, and for no almost similar 0, 7, 1 and 6 it is 7, and then 2 plus 5 it is 7, 3 plus 4 it is 7. Okay, almost same values we have for these values. So we can avoid such records. Okay. Therefore, the candidate split position at B is equal to 55K, 65K, 72K. Okay, and 87K also you can notice 1 plus 2 it's equal to 3, 3 plus 4 it is equal to 7. Again 92, 2 plus 1 it is equal to 3, 3 plus 4 it is equal to 7. Then here it is changing the value, even though it is the value is getting changed for less than or equal to here. So when we have equal identical class labels for split position, we can avoid that. Okay, and 92K, 110K, 122K, 772K, all these will be removed, and we can consider only two classes. Instead of 7 split position, we can consider only 2. Anyhow, that example is not shown here. Okay, that example is not shown here. I hope you understood the concept. Okay, this is how the continuous variables will be split. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.